Hello guys, welcome back to another session. Today we're going to be doing a mobility for backbends class. In this class, we'll not only be working on strengthening our back muscles, which that will be a big one, but we'll also try to target the shoulders and the psoas to make sure our backbends are evenly open. So without further ado, let's begin. We'll start in our kneeling position, working with some activation in extension and in flexion of the spine. So slowly take a deep inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the hands right behind the head, interlocking the fingers. Open the chest as you inhale, exaggerating. Send your elbows back, the shoulders as well. Chest goes forward, and we create a slight anterior tilt on the pelvis. As we exhale, slowly start contracting, bring the elbows down towards the knees or towards the thighs. Inhale deep, open up the chest. Slow breaths, slow movements. Hold for a moment, and then as you exhale again, contract, flex the spine. Inhale deep to open up. We want to always hold for a second when we reach our full range in both extension and flexion. Exhale, contract, glotophy. Inhale deep to open. Exhale, contract. Two more like this. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, contract. One more time, inhale, deep, open. And exhale, contract. Great. Slowly inhale, come back to the center. Reach the arms up, and exhale, place the hands in front of you. Come into your tabletop position. Hands and knees on the floor. From your tabletop, make sure your knees and hips are aligned. Bring the hands forward. Take a deep inhale, tag your tailbone in, look to the belly. And as you exhale, allow your chest to melt down into your puppy pose. Inhale deep, tag your tailbone in. Exhale, drop the chest. Make sure your pet is not going right inside your t-shirt. Inhale, tag the tailbone. Exhale, drop the chest. Two more like this. Inhale, tag your tailbone in. Exhale, drop your chest all the way down, creating that anterior tilt. Last one, tag the tailbone, inhale. And exhale, drop your chest. Holding here, maybe coming onto the finger pads. If you want to go deeper than this, option to flex the feet and extend the legs. Sending the hips high, pushing the floor with the arms and feet. Two more breaths. And one knees down. Tag the tailbone, hands on the floor. Look to the belly and slowly allow your hips to drop down into your sphinx pose. Make sure your hips are well grounded. Engage your glutes. Send your shoulders back and down. Lift the chest slightly. Point your feet. Start working on engaging through your back. Bring the shoulder blades closer together as the shoulders go back and down, sending the chest forward and maintaining that slight engagement on the glutes so the hips are well connected onto the floor. Very nice. Last 2 breaths here. Keep working on that activation. Noticing the engagement and the opening through the area. Great. Slowly from here, press the hands down onto the floor. Lift your elbows. Externally rotate your arms so the eyes of the elbows look forward and up. Keep working on that opening on your chest. Keep sending your shoulders back. Keep the activation on your glutes. And breathe. Very good. Last 2 breaths. Great. And 1. Slowly bring the elbows down onto the floor. Place the elbows out. Send your face, your forehead down onto the mat. Hands parallel to your chest, where the pecs are. Flex your feet and slide your knees forward into your Ashtanga Namaskar Asana, or 8 limbs on the floor. Feet, knees, chest, hands, and either chin or forehead, depending your flexibility on the neck. From here, we're going to start working on some spinal movements, spinal waves. Taking a deep inhale. As the exhale happens, tag the tailbone in and start noticing that when you tag the tailbone, you start creating a flexion on the lumbar area of the spine. When you start tagging more and more, eventually you'll notice how the arch moves all the way towards the neck. Look towards the belly when that happens. Then slowly allow the hips to drop, chest open slightly, and then we drop. Notice how my elbows never extend. We're always in flexion. Slowly take a deep inhale and slide back. We move a little faster if we can for 10 reps. Reach back. Exhale to tag. Inhale to gently open. Exhale to drop. Reach back, inhale. Exhale to tag. Looking to the belly. Inhale, slide open. Exhale, drop. That's 3. Last 3. 2. Last 1. And release. Push the floor away. Come back into your child's pose, opening the knees wide. Drop the forehead or the chin onto the floor. Notice how probably the arms warmed up a little bit, as they're most of the time about 90 degrees. So it's like a mini chaturanga as the knees are on the floor. And notice how the spine kind of like starts feeling that heat already. You may start feeling how the vertebrae slowly started to loosen up. 2 more breaths here. Great. And 1. Perfect. Slowly, when you're ready, come back into your tabletop position. Take deep inhale, extend your right leg back. Exhale, bring the right knee to the chest, externally rotate the leg, come into your pigeon pose. We start here in our pigeon. Don't worry how deep you can go in the form. Make sure wherever you are is comfortable. You may want to place something underneath your hips. You may want to flex the back foot, maybe point through the back foot. When you reach that position that feels comfortable, make sure you're pushing onto the ground, opening the chest. So the back leg starts noticing the tension. Chest opens, shoulders go back. Very good. Three more breaths. 2 and 1. Slowly see if you can place the hands by the hips. If that's too much, maybe place them on your leg. If this feels comfortable for you, hands behind your ears. Maybe reach the arms up. Engage your back muscles as if you wanted to reach back towards the back of the room, towards the back of your space. Keep elevating the shoulders. Keep engaging the back and reaching high before you reach back. Three more breaths. 2 1. Great. Slowly reach the hands back. Maybe with one hand or with two, bend your back leg. Reach with maybe the left hand, the left foot, so the right hand goes on the floor. Maybe reach with both hands and start pressing the leg back, flexing through the back foot. Nice. Chest goes forward as the left leg presses back. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Release. Inhale deep. Exhale. Step back into your tabletop position. Move the hips a little bit and the spine if you feel any tension. Great. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the other leg. Same thing, extend your left leg back, inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Externally rotate the leg and slowly set yourself in your pigeon in any variation that feels good for you. Opening up through the chest, sending the shoulders back. Very good. Two more breaths here. Good. Maybe hands by the hips, behind the ears, maybe arms up. And breathe deeply. Working on that engagement and making sure the chest faces forward rather than sideways. Three more breaths. 2 and 1. Send the hands back. Maybe reach with just one hand, the right to the right leg, maybe with both, and start pressing back the leg as the chest opens, as the shoulders open. Good. 2 more breaths. And release. Hands onto the floor, inhale deep. And exhale, step back into your tabletop. Move the hips a little bit, move the spine a little bit. Take out the tension. Great. And when you're ready, come back into your kneeling position. Now that the spine, that the hip flexors, the shoulders are a little bit more open, we'll try move onto the wall, especially at first, working on active mobility towards our King Pigeon pose. Don't worry if you don't have a wall close to you. Anything with a hard surface, like in my case, a table, would work. Okay? We're gonna move the mat close to that space so we have the knee safe when we place it onto the floor, or alternatively, make sure you place a pillow underneath your knee. We're gonna start with our right leg going forward, left knee going back. We try to make sure first we reach back and up with the foot. So if I'm using the table here, we reach back, pointing through the foot until our knee reaches the closest to the table or the wall that you can go. From here, slowly bring the hands onto the front knee and start gently pressing the hips forward so the back hip flexor starts opening up a little bit more. As you press forward, find lift through the spine, opening through the chest, sending the shoulders back. The more you're able to open up through your hip flexors, the easier it will be then to reach back. The more you'll need to open through the shoulders. When you feel comfortable in this position, reach the arms up and start opening a little bit more through the upper body. Create space by elevating the shoulders, maybe reach back a little bit more. Great, slowly start bending the elbows. Reach, in my case, the back of the table. If you're having the wall behind you, touch the wall with your hands and slowly start reaching back actively. Three more breaths. 2 and 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands onto the floor. Release the foot and step back into your tabletop position. Move the hips a little bit to release some tension. Don't worry if you don't reach the foot just yet. We're working on opening here, so it doesn't really matter where we end. As long as you can touch somehow the wall with the hands when you bend your elbows, that's more than enough. Every time we try to go a little bit deeper. Now we'll do the other leg. So this time we step the left foot forward and we start bringing the right knee back, lifting through the right foot and bring the knee as close to the wall, or in my case, to the table as possible. Bring maybe the hands onto the hips, or just as before, hands on the knee. Send the hips forward, start noticing the opening on the back hip flexors. Chest opens. And we breathe. Hello, Tofi. Good. When you feel ready, reach the arms up. Elevate the shoulders and open up gently through the chest. Slowly bend your elbows and open up a little bit more. Three more breaths. 2 and 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Release. Come back into your tabletop position. Move gently the hips. Move gently the spine. Release the tension. Now that our spine is open, that our hips, our shoulders are open as well, we'll try to move into our King Pigeon pose. If you are not able to reach without any support or help, feel free to use a belt or maybe a sock or anything that can help you out. We start with the right leg going forward, left leg going back. Let me demonstrate with a sock. If you're not able to reach, you can bring anything that will support. Bend the back leg, in this case, the left. Grab the foot with that belt or sock. Work on the rotation of your shoulder, so left arm, left hand is grabbing the left foot or leg. Gently rotate the shoulder. Maybe the other hand is there for support. Open up through the left shoulder, sending the chest forward, reaching the right shoulder back as well. So we're reaching forward. If that feels okay, you may be able to reach with the second hand up and back. Three, 2 and 1. Slowly release and step back. Moving gently through the hips, through the spine. Especially if your spine was not very open when you started and you may still struggling a little bit, breathing may be a little bit intense. A great alternative to release that tension when you're breathing, first, don't talk. And second, try to focus on reaching high through the lumbar spine, creating more space for the chest. And maybe rather than arching through the neck, try to become long through the cervical spine. That way, it's going to be much easier to breathe comfortably. We'll do the other leg. So slowly placing the left knee forward, working on that external rotation. Make sure you're comfortable in your pigeon. Reaching again the sock, maybe the belt, or if you're comfortable, reach from the inside of the foot, but starting at the outside first. Work on that rotation. Reach with one hand, maybe with both, and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release. And step back into your tabletop. Moving gently your hips, moving gently your spine. Great. We'll conclude with our last back bend. activating through the whole spine to maintain and not drop. If you want to go deeper after that, feel free to reach back a little more into your wheel. But first, we'll try to move only into our active camel. For that, we'll begin with the knees parallel to the hips. Standing on the knees, maybe hands can go onto the hips. Maybe the chest opens more. We're able to bring the hands right in the center of the chest. Reaching up with the chest, reaching back with the shoulders. If that feels comfortable, we may reach the arms up, maybe even back. If you want to work on your wheel after that, feel free to start by flexing your feet to create that space. We start reaching. Slow and long breaths. Reach back. Hips forward, glutes slightly engaged. Shoulders up. 3 more breaths. 2, 1. Maybe release or reach back to your wheel. Three more breaths. 2, and 1. Slowly come down. Last, bringing the lower back onto the floor. Toughy. Good. When you reach back, bend your knees and squeeze the knees to the chest. Moving gently, side to side. Doing a little massage on your lower back. When you're ready, extend through the left leg. And with your right knee, go all the way out to your left. Right arm to the right. Look to the right fingers. And try to, on every exhale, release more through your back muscles, through your abdomen, and allow the twist to happen a little deeper. When you're ready, come to center and switch to the other side. Slowly, when you feel ready, come back to the center. Squeeze the knees to the chest one more time. Maybe even come into your happy baby. Make sure your spine fully grounds on the mat. And make sure there's no tension whatsoever. Very good. Feel free to relax in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Feel free to even pause the video until you're ready in your Shavasana. Otherwise, hugging the knees, squeezing the knees to the chest, we'll start rolling gently forward and back until we sit down on the mat. Making sure spine is long, shoulders are gently back, hands anywhere that feels comfortable. Eyes closed. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need. And when you're ready, very slowly and gently, you may open your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. If you have any questions about the flow, about any particular movement that we've worked on today, feel free to write it in the comments and I will be happy to help you out. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you on the next class. Namaste.